come to know after 1 or 2 years or 3 years on this journey where you are right now. And last week we started that process where you are right now. And we carry on from that last week's lesson. We have gone from very much away from a mind-centered way of being, and we have transferred it subconsciously, unconsciously, maybe even consciously. We have reached on the threshold or maybe into the heart level. And we said that the heart loves, and love is that which, on today's Valentine's Day, love is that which embraces all things, forgives all things, allows all things, heals all things, and transcends all things. Isn't that a beautiful definition? Love is that which forgives all things, has compassion on all things, allows all things, embraces all things, heals all things, and transcends all things. Actually, it is because love transcends all things, it has the power to heal, to forgive, to embrace, and to hug all things, because it transcends all things. It is not in the muck, in the sludge, in the swamp of where the rest of humanity is trying their best to come out of that. Thanks be to the grace that you have allowed to work in your lives. You are very much out of the swamp. Remember, we began this lesson hinting on so hard on the main cause of our whole original sin, or of our unhappiness, and etc., is a belief, only one, the belief that we are separate. Now, do you still believe in that? It has gone, or it has been put under wraps. And so you don't even think now, I am separate from that. Then you see how your thinking has changed radically. 3 years back you would have said, of course I am separate, but now you will not even reply. You will not say, there's nothing to reply, because I know that I am not separate. I know. Beautiful statements to make, and to that is your beingness. I know, to a certain extent at least, that the Father and I are one. I know that I am getting deeper into that. That is where you are right now. I know that the Father and I are one, and I want to know more. Previously, you might have said, the Father and I are one. Jesus said it. I cannot say it. Now, that belief has touched you, and you have metamorphed into another way of being. And therefore, it is your soul first. We had, when we began the course, we had the mind that ran the world, ran your world. And as the days and years and months have gone by, this is also, you have more or less come to know how the mind works. You have more or less know when to stop it, when to start it. You more or less remember what problems we had in the beginning with the thoughts racing. Now you can say, even if the race, I care a damn. Let it race. So now the soul takes control of the mind. Soul, or let me say the heart. Control of the mind. And it is the soul now that guides the mind. controls the mind, guides the minds, enforces discipline, and tells the mind, hey, you're still thinking that. The mind says, sorry, master. I went out of my bounds. So the mind will say, will be subservient to. So therefore, you have this, your dimension of living will always be heart first. So you'll always listen to your heart first. So your preference will be to the heart. Last will be the body, the mind. And in between will be the body. So you will listen to your heart first, and then you listen to your body. What are the organs? How's the blood? How's the brain? How you feeling cool or you're feeling hot, or what is going on? What are the sensations in the body? You'll pay much more attention than you ever paid, and you will therefore steer the heart, the body, and finally the mind is kept now last. Where the mind was first. Now it has made its journey to the end of the line. And keep it there. Keep it there. You might have learned during this whole course that the mind has brought you where you are. Now you don't need it. The mind has given you a job, the mind has given you a wife, your mind has given you a husband, your mind has given you a car, your mind has given you policy to avoid the tickets that you get. The mind gives you all that, but it doesn't serve the real purpose. And finally you have decided to turn the purpose of your life from being mind-centered to heart-centered. And this is what is called this spirituality. I think if I have another course, I'm going to change the name of the spirituality. It will be called the heart-centered spirituality. Actually, it is that. Now, I'm also learning, so I did not want to change the name, but now after getting into this, and thanks to you all asked for the extension of the course number 2, advanced course, and in that I learned that you cannot, the highest place in your whole existence is a place for your heart. So that's why you have to listen to your heart.
Bobby, you just showed me something that's to the point.
See, by the way, we are recording it, so if everyone who is speaking, just speak loud so those people in the house, they can get it.
She just showed me something that I think is to the point, which is, blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. As a child, I always thought that meant that I was going to go to heaven.
Yeah.
But now, because of the course, I realize that I will see that God in another person, in another spirit. Whereas before I would never have looked, never have any idea that it was there.
Yeah.
But as long as I remain pure of heart,
Yeah.
I will recognize that spirit in someone else.
Correct. Blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the poor in heart. So that's a beautiful observation. Any more like that? No, it's good. See, it adds spice to the class. Now, yes.
I have something along that line, but very different. I learned that some languages do not have duality in their vocabulary. So, for example, in Vietnamese, they would not say "I love you" because there is no I, and there is no you
You.
in their vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
So they would ask the person's age so that they could show respect in how they're addressing them.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be older brother loves younger sister, whatever it is, but it's a non-dual. And I thought that's so interesting because you don't think of, to even say anything, I think, I feel,
Yeah.
it shifts.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So you're speaking about the heart, and you're speaking about the body and the mind. And I'm wanting you to discuss the difference. I think you're talking about the heart as in love center, but are you also talking about the physical heart in the body?
No.
You're talking about the love center.
I'm talking about the yes, the
Yeah.
center of your feelings, of your vibrations, of your sensitivity, of the heart understands when there is a loving person sitting down there. The mind cannot comprehend that there is a loving person, but the heart will comprehend and go there. Today I had another beautiful heart experience. In the morning, a lady called Rose Villeneuve. Anybody know her? So Rose Villeneuve phoned me in the morning and says, my sister is dying. So I said, yeah. I said, so what do you want me to do? She's saying, she doesn't belong to our parish, but for the last 1 week she's saying, I want to Father Nelson to hear my confession and to give me the last sight. No other priest will do. So I said, where does she stay? So she stays in Prospect Place or Prospect Avenue in Ossining. Prospect. Now. So I took the address, 16 Prospect Avenue Place, whatever it was. Then I said, I don't know this lady, because I meet so many, and this was from Ossining. And it seemed that when her husband was dying in the VA, she liked what I did, how I sent him to heaven, made his way easy, gave him the last rites and all that. So she said, I want the same Father who sent my husband to the next world to send me also. I will not die till he comes. So, and that's this one told me, and then when I went there, she had 2 daughters, both there. So now, I started from here, I think, after this Deborah's birthday party. Before, I couldn't wait there because I had given them. So when I went there, I went to 16 Prospect Avenue. Knocked at the door saying, this person doesn't exist here, but maybe she's on top. So I went on top. This person doesn't exist. There is no such person called Anne de Crenza staying here. So, but there are 2 more Prospect places. In Ossining, is true?
No, I just thought that's interesting.
Yeah. There is Prospect Avenue, there is Prospect Place, and there is Prospect something else. So 3 prospects. So you have to now find out which prospect to go. And you know that when you go to Ossining, you go there and then you turn to Croton Avenue, and that place is always busy. There are always, and then go to lanes and go to by lane and go to one prospect, knock at the door, and all the time I'm saying, why is this Anne giving me such a hard time? So, being resourceful as I am, I went to St. Anne's Parish. St. Anne's Parish is there. So there I met the receptionist. I said, is this Anne de Crenza a parishioner of, oh yeah. Said she's dying and she doesn't want a priest from here, she wants a priest from Croton. So I'm come here, can you give me an address? And she looked out of the window and says, that's a house.
Thank God.
Yeah, and so I went there, and now this is the beautiful part. So as soon as I went there, I felt myself pulled, and I have to go this way. And the 2 daughters were there waiting. Father, you have come to our house before? I said, no, but I think I should go here. And I went straight to Anne's bed. So they thought that I know the house. I never know the house. I wouldn't have gone to 3 prospect places. I went there, and so the daughter came, adjusted the pillow, and Anne put her hand out, and she held my hand for half an hour.
Wow.
Wow. So that was worth seeing 3 prospect places.
Yes.
It's true, Then you feel like, okay, that journey was worth it. And something forced me to do the journey. Otherwise, I would have gone to one and then come back because I want this class and getting ready for the class and all those things. So then the 2 daughters were there, and I said, you want to make confessions? He said, yes. I said, you don't have to make. It's all forgiven. So I gave her the absolution of reconciliation, and then she said, I knew you would do that. Yeah. Then I asked the daughters, are you willing to let her go? So they said, just before you came, we had a talk. And we said, it's time for her to go. Mom, you can go. Then I asked her, are you ready to go? And she held my hand tight. I said, okay, you want to still be with me, no problem. But don't you think it's time for you to go? Then she was not replying. Tell me what else you think you have left, which you have to do, and which if you don't do, you will feel bad. Then she says, I want to go. So then I said, she wants to go. So let's start the going ceremony. So the going ceremony was, I told her, so I anointed her. I said, put the oil on her head, anointed her. I said the prayers there. I said, now on the right hand side, you will, I told her daughters, you're the members of the family of the world. You're representing the world. Will you forgive? And I said, are you ready to accept the forgiveness of the whole world? From birth till today, all those you have harmed, not harmed, abused, traumatized, disciplined, I do not know what you have done. Are you ready to accept the forgiveness? So they forgave on behalf of the planet. I said, now your turn. Are you ready to forgive the world for what the world did to you? And she took some time, and then she said, yeah. I said, now the other part is, I took the other hand and I gave her the oil on the next hand. Said, now I told her daughters, on behalf of the planet Earth, you will thank her for all that she has done on this planet all the days of her life. And on behalf of the planet, her 2 daughters thanked her. And I said, now are you, your turn. You thank all the people you need to thank from the day you were born, from the nurse who took you out from the mother's womb, right up till today, till I who have come here to send you off, thank us all. And then she grabbed my hand, she looked at me, and she says, now you can go. And then she said, I might call you again. So that is called the heart. I have to explain that. So there is no rationality. Why the heck I spend half an hour searching for prospect place? I don't know. No, I would have gone to the first one and said they gave me the wrong address and finished it off.
Yeah.
But I'm hunting and going to the church. So that, yes.
So that's basically what you said, following what your heart is telling you,
Yeah,
not your mind.
correct.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
There's no reason, there is no profit, there's nothing, just calmly going from one prospect place to another prospect place to another prospect place. I think God invented 3 prospect places. So that is called the heart, it has nothing to do with the organ, but it has to do with the feelingness, and that De Crenza knew that I came with a heart full of good things for her, and in turn she and her daughters opened their heart to me, and so it was a fantastic encounter of a lifetime.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah. So that's where we need to operate from. All all the treasures of our life and of our being are here. Everything, everything. We don't need anything. What did I need to get all that affection and gratitude from a dying woman? I don't even know her. I never knew her. She was just saw that I took care of her dying husband, and she said, when I die, you must come. So, that's called living with the heart. So, any questions so far? That was a nice question there. As we are going, my dear friends, this is what I would suggest you to do. Please go through